So you want to play a mechanic? Well, let me tell you all about him. Beginner skill, you can teleport straight back to the Resistance Plaza. Of course it has a cooldown, but that's still pretty good. You also have a dash, pretty much as soon as you hit level 10, I believe. And you can use it in the air, you can use it on the ground. Goes pretty far. You also have the drill attack you get in first job, which goes pretty far as well. So if you really want to travel, but you're bossing, instead of dashing twice, you can do this. Well, couldn't see that because I lagged, but there you go. So you can do that if you just want to get somewhere really fast. Then there's Gatling Gun, which is your main mobbing skill in first job. It attacks pretty fast, does a decent amount of damage. 4 lines, not bad. So I would say that mechanics first job, not too bad. They also get Rocket Booster, which allows them to traverse so many platforms. As in, I can go from here all the way up here. It's really good. And then we move on to second job, where you upgrade the Gatling gun that you had from the first job, and you also get these little missiles, which you have to tap just have to tap the key to summon the missiles. I have the upgraded one from third job. Sorry, I can't show you the beginner one or the second job one, but just trust me. So your Gatling gun goes from 4 lines to 6 lines, and pretty much does rapid fire. This is without booster. But as you can see, Mechanical Rage is the booster skill. So let me go ahead and activate that and show you. So you pretty much, it's longer ranged, hits more monsters, and it hits more times. So it's a great upgrade to the skill. Also in second job, you have teleporters. Now, these teleporters are really great if you just want to, you don't want to walk. You just want to, get to the other side of the map without actually doing much. You just teleport. So let's pretend these are bosses, right? You attack them, go on this side, attack them. It's about to do a big attack. Oh man, move out of the way. Or let's say you're training. Well then, you can have a portal up here. You can have a portal down here. That way you don't have to use the very slow rocket booster in order to get up here. You just use the teleporter, get back down, or get back up, or whichever one you want to do. There is a 2-second delay before you can use it again, but I don't think you'll be teleporting all that much. It's just an easier way to get around the map. So this skill makes it so that you have a 20% chance of guarding an enemy attack, and that's without it being activated either. It works when it's activated and when it's not. When it is activated, however, you can see it up here, it's a toggle skill. You send back 500% damage to the enemy when you get hit. So I'm probably going to be taking like 800 damage, but I'm going to send back close to 6k. Or there was 7k because I took 1000. So it's very nice. Very nice. You also get a summon. Now, this summon is probably my least favorite of them all. It doesn't have a cooldown, so you can continue to summon it. But my problem with this skill is that it does not turn around. So if I were to bring all of these enemies to this side, it would not turn around and attack them, like most other summons in the game do. But because it has no cooldown, again, you can just change its direction on the fly. So I guess it's not too bad. It does a lot of damage as well. And that's it for second job. Then comes third job. Oh man, third job. Is that an upgrade? So you get this, which allows you to not only heal yourself and your friends around you, but it also lowers the enemy defense, and oh, it doesn't actually give you attack power until fourth job. Okay, so it heals you, and it lowers enemy defense. Well, you and your teammates. Heavy Salvo. Amazing skill. Much better in fourth job, but just trust me. It's really good. It doesn't seem like an upgrade, right? Because it attacks more slowly than the Gatling gun. But believe me, it's an upgrade. Just believe me. It attacks much farther, does more damage. It's great. Let's see, what else do we get? We get tank mode. Now, tank mode changes heavy salvo into AP salvo. And what AP salvo is it's your bossing skill. So while holding down AP salvo, you can tap the missiles that you got in the second job, and continuously attack while the missiles are coming out. And that's pretty much how they boss, but I'll show you that later. Overclock is passive, you can't move it around. Oh man, Rock and Shock. Okay, this is really good for mobbing, because you can make a triangle of death, is what I like to call it anyway. And anything that is touching the triangle of death will be stunned and take damage. So you can really hold maps. Of course, it can be larger than this, I'm just doing this for a show. Okay, so you do get the enhanced missiles here, so I was already showing you that. And roll of the dice. If you roll a 1, you get nothing. If you roll a 2, you get defense, and magic defense. If you roll a 3, you get HP and MP, and if you roll a 4, you get critical rate. If you roll a 5, you get damage, and if you roll a 6, you get EXP, bonus EXP. So let's see what I get. So I got a 1 and a 4. Okay, so I rolled 2 there. That's because I have a 4th job skill. Ignore that. So I got a 1, which means that, you know, I got nothing, but I also got the 4. Because in 4th job, you get a skill called Double Down, which allows you to roll 2 dice. Of course, it only rolls 2 dice at a 50% chance. Otherwise, you get just 1. So, in 4th job, your Heavy Salvo becomes Heavy Salvo Plus. And of course, AP Salvo becomes AP Salvo Plus. But I'll explain those 2 skills in a bit. In 4th job, well, I guess I'll explain it now because it's the first one. You get this. And I know, it's not as many lines as the 3rd job or even the 2nd job skill, but it's so much stronger, and you can just hold it down and move around with it. It's so, oh, it's so good. So good. So, yeah, it attacks just as far as the 3rd job version, except it's rapid fire, and you can move around with it. It's amazing. Then there's the tank version, which is AP Salvo Plus. You get a lot more lines. And if AP Salvo does not one-hit the enemy, it will then do 1 extra line to enemies around the enemy that you hit. So there you can see I hit that one guy, and then it explodes and does damage to the enemies around it. So you can see how that would be helpful during bosses, right? Maybe? Anywho, let's go back into mobbing mode. Extreme Mech passive. Giant Robot. Now, this skill, you tap your, the attack key, and you charge it up to get a lot of damage, and it covers a wide range of the map. I would say it hits all of this, and then it also hits a little bit of the bottom down here. So, while you're charging it, or while you're using the skill in general, you also reduce any damage that you take, even percent HP damage, by 50%. Let me just make sure that it is 50%, I don't want to lie to you guys. Yes, it is 50%. So I'm taking 8Ks, right? If I were to charge this, well, now I'm just killing people. Whatever. You get it, it says it right there, I tested it, I'm going to test it at bosses later, you'll see. Enhanced Support Unit. Now you get your final damage increased by 10% when you summon this. And your party, of course. Bots and Tots. Oh, these are lovely. So you summon them, and it just spits out little babies that do a lot of damage to enemies. And that's about it. So right now, if I were actually training here, that platform would be mine if I just set up most of my summons up here. So yeah, this whole platform could be mine if I wanted to. I could just do something like that. And then I don't have to worry about that platform anymore. Robot Mastery. So for each summon that I have out, I have the cat, I have the bots and tots, I have this little guy, and I have the 2 teleporters and the healing station. Because I have all of those, I get +4 to this. Of course, I have one other summon. Which one am I missing, actually? Oh. It's because the cats ran out. There we go. So now we have 5. So for every summon that you have out, your damage is increased by 6%. And of course, the damage to the robots is increased passively. But yeah, for every summon that you have out, a max of... Well, I don't know if there's a max of 5. I don't have 5th job yet, and you get extra robots in 5th job. But, yeah. It gets stacked 6%, or additively 6% each summon that you have out. So that's pretty much incentive to always have your summons out. Normally when I'm doing, let's say, Dojo, what I'll do is I'll summon the ones that have no cooldown. So I'll summon this little guy, the healing station, and then I'll summon also 2 portals. Depending on the map, of course. If it's a map that I know I can, like, one-shot the enemy, I'll just summon this and this. And that way I have 2 summons out and I'm increasing my damage. Let's see, what else do we have? Maple Warrior, self-explanatory, just gives you percent all stats. Hero's Will, of course, gets rid of status. And the final upgrade to the missiles. Double Down, I already explained, is the dice. You get to roll 2 this time. And, yeah. And it's just a passive. Hyper Skill. This... Would this be the best option? Okay, so I don't think I need this. Because when it explodes, it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't think that really matters that much. So, number of attacks plus 1, always great. Always, like, it's always useful. And then, of course, 10% damage. Why isn't it 20, though? Most classes get 20% on this. But, anywho. I guess I don't really need that. I thought this was to the effect that it gives you, but it's not. So you don't need this. What would I put into instead? I don't know. If any of you play mech, please let me know what you would put in here instead. Then there's your 150 hyper skill, which allows you to summon more missiles for 10 seconds. Really good, really good. Distortion Bomb is your 170 hyper, and when you summon it, it just does a lot of damage in the area that it's in. And then of course there's 200 hyper, which increases your damage by 10%. So now let's get into bossing. So I figure for bossing, I'll just do Dojo. That way you can see just how good their damage is. Well, not their lines per se, but just their bossing ability. I went to Dojo because it actually reduces your damage. So that when you want to see how good a class is, you're not just focused on, ooh, this class is hitting very high. Because any class can hit high lines, you just need to put more time and effort into it, or funding, or money, or whatever. Up to you, what you want to do. So I feel like Dojo is a great way to show the bossing capabilities of a class, without having high damage. And of course, if I was a main of this class, I would probably switch from tank mode into the walking mode, so that I can dash farther. Yeah, of course I put my thing on the wrong side. My little distortion bomb. So this video might be longer than probably the videos after it, because I didn't really know how to play Mechanic. I mean, I understood what their skills did and everything, but I wasn't really optimizing many things with the class. So it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. And even then, I still don't really know what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm just talking. Alright, there we go. Almost forgot. As you can see, the guard chance is coming in real handy. So I'm actually going to reduce the damage that I take when he next does the laser. As you saw, I almost took 5k, and now I only take 2k. So really helpful. Especially at later bosses, if you want to survive a hit. Alright. And that'll do it. So, hopefully, if you have any other questions about mechanic, I can answer them for you. Or someone in the comments can answer you. But for now, I'll see you in the next video.